I am here with the boy Reggie DWHD. We are working through some new content for the homies out there. We are hoping to get you guys some insider information on some of the hot, popular, and up and coming players in our scene. And if you have seen any of the tournaments in the last 10 months, you have seen this man kill himself. I mean, play Yoshimitsu on screen more than once. We have that forward 1+4, that thing that we do. So introduce yourself for us, mystery manji player. Tell us about yourself, what your day job is, who do you represent, and what you do.
Hey, well, I'm DudewithHoodie, as you already know. My name is Reggie. You can call me Reggie for short. But I'm a part-time cab driver for my work, and I'm also a part-time student. So that's what I do for most of my time when I'm not playing Tekken. Right now, I'm doing a general studies degree, so I haven't chosen what I want to pursue as a career at the moment. But I'll figure that out as I keep going.
So who do you play, and why do you play them? How about that?
Yeah. Well, I play Yoshimitsu. He's the only character I play, and the reasons I play him is because he's fun. He's the most fun character in the game. I can't imagine playing any other character besides Yoshi. And if he was in if he wasn't in the next Tekken installment, I probably would stop playing Tekken, to be completely honest with you. My second reason for playing Yoshi is that it's kind of a personal reason, in that he has a lot of Buddhist quotes and sayings, and his entire playstyle revolves around basically keeping your mind free, in a sense, and that's the way I approach him. Whatever, I try to approach him from a perspective of not knowing exactly what I'm going to do until I just need to do it. He rewards spontaneous play. He rewards clever use of his skills more than any other character I can see. So I want to be able to use that kind of play style to not only just win, but to have fun as well. Because when I play, I love the fact that everybody really enjoys watching me play Yoshi. It's always fun. You hear people screaming and yelling, and I have a lot of fun when everybody's having fun. So that's why I play Yoshi.
I'm with that heavy, and we do have so much fun watching you play. Every time DWHDie's on stream, everybody's like, "Oh, here he comes," and it's never a disappointment, not once. So you kind of already answered my question, but if there was a character that isn't Yoshi, that maybe you look at and go, that character looks really fun. What character would that be? Maybe a character that you look at and go, I would play this character, but I got my bottom bitch of Yoshimitsu, and I don't want to give up my bottom bitch.
I actually think a lot of certain characters are pretty cool. Like, I actually do enjoy watching Lydia being played. I think a good Lydia is always fun to watch. I enjoy watching Lee and Heihachi. I think Heihachi is just super fun to watch get played. He's kind of like Yoshi in a sense, where you can like really screw with your opponent and mess with their head with his tools. And I also like the fact that he's just really good at being aggressive. You have to take risks with Heihachi. Like, you can't a good Heihachi isn't just like can't play it safe, in a sense, just like a good Yoshi. It's not gonna be able to flourish if he's just keeping everything safe and straight and narrow, in a sense, whatever. So I enjoy characters that require you to take a risk, because I feel like they're more than often than not, they also have the flashier playstyles as well. So if I had to play another character, I guess I would go with like Lee or Heihachi. Definitely I would ask Justice Spirit to teach me how to lead basics, maybe. So, but I'm too attached to Yoshi. I can't imagine myself playing any other character outside of the Yo Man. So it's too late. I can't turn back.
I feel you same way, bro. I was on when I started Tekken 7. I started with Hwarang, he was my homie since Tekken 6. I used to do Taekwondo, so it kind of was like my gateway drug into Hwarang. And then I don't know, I never got deep enough into the character or into the mindset that made me really want to succeed with him more. And I just kept bouncing. I played Josie, I played Xiao Yu, I played Steve, and then I just kind of dropped off the game. And then I saw a Yoshimitsu tournament. It was the all Yoshimitsu tournament. And then I was like, yo, that looks fun. And then bam, 2 years later, I can't even when I try to pick up other characters to be like, I'm gonna have a secret weapon, I'm gonna play Fak or something, and I'm gonna mess these dudes up at the next Juicy, and then I go, I don't like it. I gotta go back to Yoshi. So I feel you on that, my brother.
Yeah, I like how you actually delve into Yoshimitsu. Like I told you before that, like I really do like that you whenever I see you talking about Yoshi on Discord, for instance, like you really go into detail about what it is Yoshi can do. Like I actually do. I take a lot from what you say. Like I've incorporated. I saw you talking about Dragonfly 2 being like a budget orbital one time or whatever, and how the Dragonfly cancels. And you're basically able to do the move for free in the neutral, and you're not usually going to get punished for it because of the pushback and the speed that it goes. And I've been incorporating that a lot in my playstyle, and it's actually helped me so much with keeping people off of me because people don't want to approach when you do Dragonfly 2 because it comes out so fast. And I've managed to find ways to use it in Oki situations. Like I'm actually just from like watching you talk about it, wasn't even like a really big conversation. It was like a couple of sentences or whatever talking about Dragonfly 2, and just from that or whatever, I was able to really basically do what I want in my matches. Cause I hate it when people are always like just attacking me, like coming after me or whatever. Like I want to get some space. I want to be able to like move around or whatever. And just doing that has helped me so much. So I really do enjoy that. Thank you for always studying Yoshi, because I'm too fucking lazy to do it myself. So
Well, obviously not though, bro, because you just said one little tiny thing that I said sparked something in you to make you go, yeah, I gotta work with that, and then you put it into practice. So you know, you this is just like old school, like Rocky and the coach for Rocky, whose name that nobody remembers because his name is not Rocky, right? You know, one dude, Mr. Miyagi, and what the fuck is the Karate Kid's name? I don't even remember. See, now it's the other way around. That usually the symbiosis is there, but one of the members is in the background, and regardless, though, you are putting in some heavy work out there. Speaking of that heavy work that you've been putting out there, you recently have had a lot of good standings and some major upsets, I think it would be safe to call them, in some tournaments like Iron Main and Flytech and Spirit Realm. Can you tell us about where you got started in the Tekken scene and kind of give us an idea of how you made it to where you are today? What kind of things, maybe some big events that happened in your competitive or Tekken fighting game community career that made you go and succeed and or keep at it the way you have been?
I'd say I started Tekken 7. Well, the very first time I played Tekken 7 was on a road trip up to Tallahassee with a friend of mine. We went to go visit some of his college buddies, and when we got to their place or whatever, he was like, you guys want to play the new Tekken? I'm like, sure, man. Like, what's up? Yeah, I'll play that. And we got to it, and the very first character I ever picked was Kazumi, actually. You know, because if you guys don't know me, I'm a huge weeb. I love anime or whatever, so I see a Japanese lady with a tiger, you know, I'm like, weeb sense activated, you know, let me play this shit. So I picked Kazumi, and we ended up like playing, my best friend actually ended up playing Yoshimitsu of all characters. And I was like, well, at first I never actually liked Yoshi. I thought Yoshi was kind of lame because I didn't understand how his moves worked at first. And when I was a kid, I thought he was just like this weird bug guy in Tekken 4, and I was like, this guy's just fucking weirdo. Why am I gonna play this guy? you know. So I didn't enjoy Yoshi when basically I didn't enjoy him when I first picked him up or when I first saw him being played. And it wasn't until I saw iMusician play Yoshi that I was like, holy shit, like you can do all that with the character. And it changed my mind on him. And I ended up getting Tekken 7 after I ended up quitting playing League of Legends because I used to run ranked all the time in that game. I used to love playing it a lot, and I just got tired of like all my competitive streaks being ruined by players' rudeness and toxicity. So I wanted to play something where it was all on me, and Tekken was that outlet that for my competitiveness that I used to just get my competitive outlet. So
that's how you got started playing Tekken 7.
Yeah.
Again, so was Tekken? You had played other Tekkens before this?
Yeah.
But not seriously.
Yeah, of course. You know, like I think all Tekken players, most of us have like dabbled in it when we were children, I think, and you know, like testing out the characters and playing with your friends and stuff or whatever. But like I didn't actually know anything about competitive. I didn't know what the hell a whiff punch was until like 2016. You know, I was like, what the hell is a whiff punish? Any of that terminology. So the competitive aspect, the super competitive aspect didn't happen until I started watching tournament footage online, and that's where it sparked my desire to grow as a player. And when I first started playing ranked, it was actually still with Kazumi. I learned how to do exactly one combo with her, and I didn't know anything else or whatever. I just learned how to do her movesets, and I went straight to ranked, and I managed to make it to the yellow ranks, whatever, with that one combo. And I was like, like this is pretty fun, you know. Maybe I should actually learn the rest of the game. And it wasn't until after I made that choice was when I picked up Yoshi, because I saw iMusician play him, and I wanted to learn a cool character like that. And it had also made sense for me on a personal level, because I had just started getting into Buddhism at the time. And, you know, Yoshimitsu often has Buddhist type quotes. And I thought it was just kind of strange that like I fell in love with a character that also happens to like be somewhat related to my own religious beliefs or whatever. So it just kind of made sense for me to pick up Yoshi, and I haven't looked back since.
Word. And now the competitive side, where so let's fast forward into the future. You said you didn't know what whiff punish was till like 2016, but what about what has gotten you to where you are now? What, before you were entering a juicy game night online weekly, were you entering the juicy tournaments offline when they got held over in the locals, or was there Tampa Never Sleeps or something that you were doing local, or did you mostly just stay in ranked and not really enter online tournaments or tournaments?
I started my very first offline event was TNS back in 2000. I want to say 18. But I basically that was after I had been in ranked for a while, and I actually knew more than just one combo, and I kind of had an idea of what it is I needed to do to succeed. And I played against, my very first time I got knocked out of bracket was actually up against Bearded Kaiju, of all players. He was the very first offline player I ever met, and I had met Bearded Kaiju online on PS4 before. So like we had been playing together for a couple of months by then. And it was just kind of funny that like, again, like it always feels like whenever I'm playing, like it was meant for me to find these people and like play the character that I am, because, you know, I had no idea Bearded Kaiju even lived so close by, and just to meet him at the tournament or whatever at TNS was just kind of like, wow, like some cosmic level sorcery going on right now. But yeah, it all came together. So that was when I got into my competitive side of it. I don't really have anything that really motivates me to get become a better player outside of just wanting to beat whoever I come across. Like I'm definitely a goofy player and I enjoy having fun, but I do play to win. You know, like even though I kill myself a lot, as everybody says, like, I am looking to win every time I'm doing that. And it's so far my results have been great, and I've had some really sky high moments beating some very good players. But it's not, as you said, it's not consistent enough yet. So that's where I'm aiming for right now is a consistent type of gameplay, and that's what I guess in a sense that's what I'm really that's what my goal above all else. I guess that's what my goal is to make my gameplay consistent because I feel like I can beat anybody when I'm on like when I'm just very on top of what I'm doing and not lost mentally. Like you know when you're playing and then you get you and your opponent both have 2 rounds and down is the final round and you eat your first counter hit launcher, you know, and that feeling you get where it's just like shit, I can't be eating these like in this moment I can't be eating a counter hit launcher, you know, like those moments right there shake your mind and they can lead to defeat because you've lost your focus, you know, you're thinking about the mistake you made instead of moving on and looking for victory, you know. And so that's why that's where I'm looking for. Like when I'm not shaken, when my mind's not shaken, I play my best. You know, I was able to beat even Emily. You know, before all the BS that happened with her, I actually managed to take a match off of her, an entire set or whatever. And I know I was able to do that because at that time my mental state was basically just I'm playing, doing my best to play my game, you know, and nothing else mattered to me. It didn't matter to me that I was playing Emily. It didn't matter to me that I was like up against one of the greats, the up and coming greats. Like none of that stuff matters when your mind is centered and focused. All that stuff disappears. And that's what playing Yoshi has taught me above all other characters is that when your mind is where it needs to be, you can basically take on anybody and do anything.
I feel that. Yeah, and yeah, so that consistency, right? It's hard when I think I was looking at Twitter earlier today and somebody posted it was like Sephi Black was playing casuals with people and had 60-game win streak. And it's like, bro, you telling me this man did not lose a single game. He didn't clown around enough to make a bad mistake in 60 games to make him lose, you know? Wow. That's consistency, you know? And you know, there are those people that at one point in our lives we couldn't get a game off of them, right? And now we're those people to some people. And still there are those people above us that can possibly sometimes have the ability to do that to us. And it's our goal to get that. But it's also not necessarily a realistic goal to think that you can just always win, you know? And it's a scary road. It's a scary road. And I know that I go down that road way too often myself. And you know, you say, all right, I'm going to enter this first to 10 and I don't care what happens. I just want to grow. But then when you get like 10-1 like I did and something like that, it's like, man, I'm not looking at that set ever again. You can tell me you want to grow all you want, but man, that one, I might as well be looking at my mother's casket when I look at that one, dog. Like, shoot, I can't look. My mother is alive and well, by the way, but you know, it's a tough mindset, and consistency is the goal. And I love that you still cling to having fun with the character. Like, there are things that you do when you're playing, when you're on point or when you're not on point. You're like, I'm doing this because number one, I think it's gonna work, and number two, this is fun as hell.
Yeah.
Right. And I've actually had a lot of success with just doing random sword stabs recently, because people are like, how come you're not crazy like DWHD? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not crazy like DWHD. What do you want me to do? I don't know how many times you want me to spin more? Do you want me to do more unblockables? Do you want me to? I don't understand what it is that you want me to do, but you know, I do want to unlock that yin and yang that you and I have to be able to, you know, like, and so like this is kind of a more personal interview than some of the other interviews, but you and I know that like there. So for me, the very first time I ever saw you play offline, I said, bro, you're great. Your combo game is garbage.
Yeah.
I was like, your combo game needs to get fixed. And still, that's a small issue. Like, I saw you doing back one combos on Infinite stage the other day in bracket. I was like, boy, Reggie.
Yeah.
If there was a wall there, I could understand, but there ain't no wall there. But you know, and there are things like Oki that I have a very concrete mind, and you have a very spontaneous mind, and I feel like we have the ability to take pieces of one another and exactly that yin yang, and be able to put those things together and be able to succeed and grow together. So I'm really looking forward to doing that with you.
Yeah,
all this whole interview.
I really enjoy how you're very, like I said, when I was telling you about the Dragonfly 2 thing, like that was a tool for me to rely on. You know, like I'm able to rely on that tool because of the information you provided. You know, I wouldn't have found that out myself just being spontaneous about it. More than likely, I think, because I wasn't like. Sometimes you just need to properly sit down with something and see what it's capable of, which I just feel so impatient to do sometimes, which is why I don't head to the lab as much as I should, because I'm always just trying to see what happens in a sense, you know. So I do really like how I can't emphasize enough how much I enjoy just being able to like read what you put down, because it makes me. I feel like I just like I never feel good going to the lab. So being able to just know what I need to do, being able to do what I need to do and just learn it from somebody else or whatever is just such a blessing. Like, no idea, bro.
we gotta help each other out here, dog. All right, let's move on. We're making good time here. I'm having a good time. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I just found out that my AC unit is broken, and I ain't gonna get another one for another week, and it's gonna cost hella bank. But this is giving me life right now. So, you know, this is why we do it right here, for the good feelings of the friendships that we get in our community. And I really want to do these interviews with our friends in the community and humanize our people. And that's what this is all for.
You're the only one doing stuff like this, so I really do like the extra effort you put into it. You know, you can tell a person's love or something by the effort they put into the things that they care about. You know, so hats off to you, bro. Like, it's for real. Like, showing this kind of dedication to something you love is not something you see from a lot of people these days. You know.
Well, it's just running a tournament alone is hard, and you know, keeping up with communication, just doing that stuff is hard. But like, we gotta stop. Like, it can't just be when people enter fly tech, it can't just be like, yo, it's just another form of ranked, you know, where it's just somebody's username on the other side of the aisle, on the other side of the lobby. Like, we're people out here. And to be fair, some of you are trash people. Some of you are evil and bigots, and I hope that you see this and you go, man, Foxhound don't like me, because I don't. But for the majority of you out there, I really appreciate you, and I want to show my appreciation towards you. And I want you guys to see your favorite players, even if you just entered because you're supporting the event, or if you were just watching this because you like to hear about your favorite players and you're an audience member that just really likes watching the game. I want to thank all of y'all. Let's move ahead though. So you say earlier that you think that you can beat anybody when you're in your right mind, and you've shown that. You've proven that. You've beaten Emily in a set. You beat Joey Fury in a set, a few sets. One of them first to 2 and one of them first to 3, I want to say. And also came close a couple dozen times with any other player. I think I've seen you do well against BDX as well in bracket. And I totally agree. I think the things that you do are just exactly as you say, spontaneous, formless. So with that having been said, I ask, if you can give me 3 names of competitors that when you look at the bracket, you go, ooh, that one's going to be a tough one, or just ones that you've encountered in the past and they've given you trouble.
I would say it's mostly just the people I haven't been able to beat consistently yet. I haven't been able to beat VDX yet. Okay. I want to beat him just because I know I can. He's a very good player, and I want to take him to the infinite stage where he's his favorite, and then just style on him with my Yoshi.
He backdashed too much, bro. He backdashed too much.
I got the heals though, so he can backdash all he wants if I'm gaining health. But I want to. So sometimes I get nervous playing against VDX simply because of the fact that I just haven't beat him yet. This desire to get over that tournament demon. I think a lot of times these things really are just more mental than they are anything. They question your mental capability far more than they question your capability as an actual player. I think, if you're already psyching yourself out before you get to the match, in a sense, you're already losing. So I try not to think too hard on people's names because again, my goal is to always be centered and aware in the match, because that's the best way to be spontaneous, is to just be completely aware and that's it, formless, so being aware of other people's names and their reputation takes away from that type of mindset, and that's why I try not to think of it too much. But PDX is one, Shadow 20 Ounce is another, because I've come close to beating him a couple of good times. I've definitely taken him to 1-1 final round, on a few of my sets, but I haven't been able to close it out anytime because he's a Shadow, he's amazing.
That man's the definition of clutch.
Yeah, that guy, he's actually, I think Shadow's probably what I should be emulating in a sense. His calmness under pressure, that cool under fire type of play style that he emulates is super nice and clean to watch. So I want to be able to emulate something like that, and I feel like if I get closer to his type of mindset, then of course I'm going to become closer to his kind of caliber as a player. So it's him, DDX, Shadow, and just because Kotoko, I want to beat her too. Basically the top players in NA, I want to come after them. I want to put my name up there with them, and I want it to be consistent more than just one or two victories. Every time you see my name versus them, I want people to really start thinking about who's gonna win this. Instead of it's an upset. It's cool to be the underdog. But you want to be the top dog too.
Yeah, as soon as one person who plays X character beats that person, they're like, everybody in the Tekken community is like, oh, well, Kotoko, she not so good against Yoshi. As soon as one person that plays Yoshi beats her in a first to 2, it's like, yeah, man, she struggles against Yoshi, and it's like, y'all are talking out of your ass right now, but you go off, community. But yeah, I totally understand what you mean. You just the fact that you now have some of those big names under your belt, the Joey Furies, the Yoj, man, that grand finals, bro. Whew. But you now have a top 2 placement that was Flytech, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in the last Flytech that we had last week. and I think that's your highest placement in a bracket of that size. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Iron Man. Yeah, it was Iron Man.
Did you win Iron Man?
No, I took second in the grand.
Oh, it was Iron Man. Yeah, that was Iron Man for Max Ninja. Right. Shout outs to Max Ninja for hosting that one and keeping me on my toes. Every time you enter Iron Man, and for some reason he got the sauce to put you on. Like, he's always hitting me up and he's like, yo man, I just want to let you know, DWHD just beat X. DWHD just did this. And I'm like, damn, I was chilling with my wife, but I'm not now. I gotta watch this shit. And like, for some reason, it gotta be in his brackets instead of mine that has the swords on it, right? That you gotta perform. That seems like some bias to me. I need you to bring your A game in first class, son, in the next flight tech.
About it, I'm really aiming for that consistency, bro. Like, one day it's gonna happen, whatever. One day, y'all, I'm not gonna be the dude with hoodie who just kills himself all the time. Like, of course, you're probably gonna see it every now and then, but I'm gonna be the dude with hoodie who wins and wins and wins, whatever. And it's gonna have fun while doing it. You know, I'm gonna do it in the most stylish, fun way I can possibly think of doing it, and it's just gonna be fun all around. So,
for sure. So, I wonder if that spontaneous play style comes from you having a training partner. I wonder if there's somebody that you play with often that goes and checks you on your bad habits a lot, or maybe that spontaneous play style is from a lack of training partner. Maybe you're just playing so many different people in ranked or player match or something that you have tried to make sure that they don't think that you play like the other Yoshimitsu players that are out there. Maybe your style is to just be like, nah, you ain't figuring this one out. It don't matter how many Yoshimitsus you played against me. Down forward one, you have no idea what I'm gonna do after this. So my question is do you have a training partner? And who are they, if you want to give them up? And can you give me some examples of how long maybe you've worked together, and maybe some time, an anecdote of a time that you have worked together on something specific, maybe?
I would say that I don't have a real training partner. I would say that my time has been mostly a product of just playing as many games as I can. I started out on PS4 Tekken online, and I started joining player lobbies, and I played against a lot of good players. And those players, I spent months playing in those player lobbies with mostly with the same people. We would have a lot of in people coming in and out of the lobbies, so there was a good variety of players in this PS4 group I was in. And Bearded Kaiju was in that group, and him and I, after I met him at TNS, him and I started hanging out a little bit more. And I guess I would say Bearded Kaiju is a player more than any other player I've played with. Bearded Kaiju has taught me the most about like some Tekken concepts and what to do. It was his knowledge. It was like his knowledge of Paul, Fakuram. Like he's because I played against him and his character variety so much. Like I'm not like intimidated by DLC characters. I actually enjoyed the Fakuram matchup, playing against it. Actually, for instance, just because I played Bearded Kaiju's Fakuram so much. We've got like thousands of games against each other by now. And
when you get those big body combos, man, every time you get the samurai cutter, the 4-4-2-2, and then you get the back turn down, that like it's like way more damage than you think it's gonna do. And it's like, I don't even have to do hard combos to style on this dude. Fakuram is one of those characters where Yoshi is like, oh, I got something for this.
You can even just do 4-4-2, just do it raw, bro, and just get the just frame, and you're doing like a grip on the life bar. Like
it's like 50 damage.
Yeah, bro, it's pretty wild. Yoshi's good against the big bodies more than most characters, because you know flash 4-4-2 down one stuff going on. It's pretty great. But to the question, I wouldn't call Bearded Kaiju my training partner, because our relationship as players these days is more of a friendly rivalry than anything. I would say he beats me more often than I beat him these days, because again, I think Bearded Kaiju, if I'm an up and coming player from Florida, Bearded Kaiju is another one. You know, he's got a pretty wacky play style for his characters as well. That I've never seen anybody play Paul, for instance, the way Kaiju plays. I'm not sure if you were watching the stream for that charity event we were at, but Kaiju and Brawlsack over there, Kaiju and Brawlsack, their set was the craziest grappling match I've ever seen in my life. Like, there was literally a point where they did in one round they did 10 throw breaks between each other. Like, it was just absolutely insane how much they were like, just the way they were playing. I had never seen anybody else play like that. So I'd say Kaiju's more of a friendly rival now, but mostly it's just from playing as many matches as I can. I play against everybody I can, because you can always learn something from people. Like I've learned combo setups from watching a beginner of Yoshimitsu play. For instance, Money Too Sweet. I'm sure you've heard of her. I met her on PS4, and she was starting out with Yoshi, and I saw her do just like this completely irrational thing with Yoshimitsu Indian stance, and the way she moved him. She moved when he levitates.
Yeah.
She levitated Yoshi, and she made the opponent run after her, and then she did Indian 3, and they just basically crashed right into Yoshi. And I'll never forget that moment, because even though she had no proper understanding of the character, she just used her basic intuition and creativity to come up with a situational setup that I incorporate into my playstyle every now and then to this day. So I think for me at least, I think learning Tekken can be a very you don't need as much labbing and as much discussion on back and forth with players as you think you do. Trust your own instinct and see what happens. Really try to just throw yourself into the fire and see what happens when you do that. And I think that's the way I've learned to be good at Tekken. Now I'm more in the lines of learning everything I need to know about the game, like your style, which is studying and applying what you study to your gameplay. I need to learn that mode of Tekken more, because even though I have the spontaneous play style, it's not correct to play like that in certain situations. So
it's gotta flow. There's gotta be different sequences, and then you mix and match and synthesize and collectivize, and then eventually, it's like with Jumanji, right? There's 4 moves that Jumanji gonna use.
Yeah.
Right?
Down 4-1.
Right. You already know. You got down 4-1. Oh, sorry. You got down 4-2. You got 4-1+2, Kincho 4-1, and CD1. You're gonna see that all over the place. And then every now and then he'll spin out and do rage. But that style, those sequences, those moves have served him to be a really simple yet consistent way of getting victories, which is so interesting, because we often complain in the Yoshimitsu conversation about how many tools there are and how easy it is to get lost in the sauce. But it's very interesting how Jumanji does so much with so little. And I'm not saying that we have to do that. And some might even say that makes it possible for predictability and things like that. There's a whole conversation to be had. But there's a play style that works for your mind, and that play style works for his mind, and your play style does work for your mind, but it still has to get tweaked to be able to get the consistency that maybe Jumanji has been seeing recently. And that's what we're here for, is to just go through the learning process and go through the growth process. And just like you were saying earlier, you're like, you know, for me, you were saying I just play as many games as I can. And then for me, I'm like, dang man, my performance anxiety, it hits, bro. Like I get tilted, and it makes it hard for me to play as many games as I want, you know. So we need to all come together and learn from each other, definitely. So now that we've talked about our play styles till the break of dawn, and how we can how you want to learn and how you have learned, I want to shift the topic into some more toxicity. Okay. So there are players in the community that don't necessarily get enough shine. By the way, I believe that you're one of them. Can you think of somebody else in the community, the Tekken community, of people that you play a lot, or people that you know of that maybe you think should be getting more shine than they are getting? You're like, how do people not know this person is so fire? Who's the most underrated player that you can think of in the North American Tekken scene?
I'd say that can go to two players I personally played against. I've already told you one before, DWHD. Like, I really do think like he's going to become a fantastic player one day or whatever. He's got a very unorthodox way of playing that's just very fun to play against and watch. So I'm looking forward to seeing his results in the future. And two is another player that I've recently come across in a couple of brackets. Her name is Maeve Broomhild. I believe that's pronounced right there. Amazing, just fundamental Tekken player. From what I've played her, she gave me this feeling the very first time I actually played against Emily. Like the very first time I played against Emily, it was just like, I was like, wow, this player is super like just on point about everything. The whiff punishing was on point. Like the defense was fantastic. And I get that same like intuitive feeling from Maeve Broomhild. Like, I do think that she's gonna be. I think Maeve is a woman, but I do believe.
I believe they have she/they pronouns. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. Then, with that being said, I believe she'll be a wonderful player, probably on the caliber of Emily, if my feeling is correct again. I just get the feeling that she's just super good. She's consistent. Her sidestep game is amazing. The defense is proper. She knows the Yoshi matchup like the back of her hand. Because, bro, let me tell you, you do anything stupid in the Yoshi matchup versus her, she's gonna punish you. But that makes sense because she is apparently being taught by Jumanji. So you know what you gonna do about that. But I'm looking forward to Bearded Kaiju and Maeve Broomhild come up in the ranks. I hope that all three of us will do it together, because I'm tired of Anakin, Shadow, and Joey Fury being the top dogs. Like, yeah, you guys are cool, but you know, like, we gotta make some space for the rest of us. So we'll see.
Talk to him, Daddy. Yes. And you know, there's definitely something to be said about how easy it is for those people to constantly get seen as the Titans, but you know, they be showing out in tournaments still. So as soon as they stop making top 8, we can stop telling them that they so good. So we just gotta keep them from top 8. We gotta be the gatekeepers, the new school.
Yeah, I mean, they're the top dogs for a reason, though. You know, like they're the most consistent. They're the best. Like, shit. Consistency is something that it's something that's so difficult to achieve or whatever. And I think the best players are the most consistent ones. You know, like I hear other players talking about how Tekken's an inconsistent game, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, but like the best players are always the ones making it to the top. You know, Arslan Ash proves that time and time again. You know, he comes to just invade. Just sometimes it's just him. You know, and he just comes and just wipes the floor with everybody. You know, it's just like, what are you gonna do? He's like, yeah, Tekken is an inconsistent game, but the top players apparently are the most apparently manage to win every single time. So is it us or the game? You know, like I choose to believe that it's us. It's the player. You know, if you want to be the best, then you just simply have to work towards that goal and put in consistent effort to get that reward. Because if Arslan can do it this much or whatever, even his casual sets. I saw a Reddit post about it today. He had casual sets with a bunch of the players from Combo Breaker over the last couple of days or whatever. He wiped them out 10 to 2, 10 to 3, 10 to 1. You know, like these are top ranked players, man. These are cream of the crop players, and he's just just wiping his ass with everybody, bro. Like, come on, like consistency, top level consistency is what I'm aiming for, bro. And that's if you can have that, you can beat anybody or whatever. It don't matter if your name's Cuddlecore. It doesn't matter if your name's Joy Fury. It doesn't matter if your name's DWHD. You know, it's that player consistency. And I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I just I want it, bro. I want it because once I have it or whatever, not only will I be winning, but everybody's gonna enjoy watching like it being happening as well. You know, it's fun. Like I can't wait, bro. This is making me want to play Tekken right now, actually.
Well, you got your shot later on tonight. Spirit Realm is happening in not too long. And speaking of which, I do have to get myself ready for commentary pretty soon. So this is going to be the sundown of our interview. I know we had a whole list of questions, and some of them we didn't get to, and some of them we really elaborated on, and I really enjoyed our conversation here. I want to know, before I leave here, and this is kind of weird to ask you, if you got any questions from me.
Okay. I want to know, are you do you think you'll be aiming for like winning like majors turn? I want to know, like, what are your competitive ambitions, Fox? Because you're so involved in the community or whatever, but you're still a player yourself. So I just kind of wonder, like, what do you have any lofty goals for competitive, or do you just like or is it just more of a like you just because you love doing everything that you keep at it?
I am a competitive commentator. When I say that, I don't mean that I'm a commentator that likes to compete. I mean that I look at myself and go, I need to be at that top level of commentary. Like that consistency that you're talking about in game, I need to have that consistency in my vocals and when I'm doing commentary. Like I used to, when I grew up, I was actually a big fan of stand-up comedy, and there was this one stand-up, I mean I used to listen to Dane Cook and Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor and all of that, and I think the best stand-up set that I ever heard was Kevin Hart, and he's got that one set, it's like an hour-long set, and you know, it's like the one he's like fire, you know the one. There's no way that you don't know the one I'm talking about. I don't remember the name of it, but like
or something.
He never stutters the entire set. He always is on point. His segues are immaculate. And the reason that I play Tekken is because I have so many friends that play Tekken, and I can't be falling behind my friends. Like as soon as all my friends are watching me, it's like, it's way too easy to get salty about it and feel down. Like if I get beat like 20 games in a row and I'm just not getting anywhere, it's like, man. And then, you know, if that happens again and again and again, it's it's just not as fun. You know, winning is fun. Like, even if it's 1 game out of 10, you're like, oh, okay, phew. You know, you get that relief. But every loss that you take, it gains that tension, and I don't like that tension. So, like, for me, I play to be able to beat the people that I play against, if that makes sense. Like, when I'm in bracket and I play just a spirit and I be getting so close to winning and then I lose, I'm like, dang, I beat myself up. But, you know, I play and try to get better. Right now, I play and try to get better so that my training partners aren't going to beat me all the time. And eventually, I get to the point where just the spirit and me are going more back and forth in bracket. And then after that, you know, CEO's coming up in a month. I want to be able to have a goal. Like, I almost made it out of CEO pools in December. I was like literally 1 round away from you know, not getting down back 1 by Miguel away from making it out of pools in CEO. So I was like, wow, I have the ability. And so that's something for me. Like, I love to succeed when competing, and I really enjoy being in the community, and when I am competing, I like it, but the lows for when I'm competing are really hard for me. Like, when I take big L's and for long periods of time, like before CEO, I was going 0-2 and 1-2 like every week for like months. And then I almost made it out of CEO pools in 2021. And I was like, oh, yes, the time that I've been putting in is paying off. And I started doing a lot better. I made a couple of top 8s in Juicy this year. And, you know, I've created my own Okies and stuff that I love doing on people. And, but, you know, like I said earlier, what I really want to do is commentate. I want to be the not the number 1 commentator, but I want that number 1 spot. I want to be, when people look at Tekken commentary, I want them to be like, yo, where's Foxhound at? You know, like, it's like where when Steve is on or not on, be like, yo, they didn't get Steve. Where's Rip? Where's Markman? Where's this person? I want my name to be in there, because I put so much time into making sure that the entertainment value on of what I put, that whipped cream that I put on top of the layers of the cake that the viewers are watching, I put so much time into making sure that the flavor is there, and I really want to do that. So part of what I do, and I'll tell y'all up front, part of what I do is to make sure that y'all ain't gonna forget Captain Jack Foxhound. You know, part of what I do is to make sure that everybody understands how much I care about the entertainment value of the game, and that I think that commentary should be going in the direction that I'm going in, the direction that Yipes took, the direction that Steve took, the direction that like MYK is in with all his passion, and with St. Cola with all his rhymes and rhythm, right? Like, I study this stuff, and I really try to give people that number 1 entertainment value that I possibly can. So that's a main thing for me. Like, that's the reason that I even became an event organizer in the first place back last year, because I couldn't get any work. I couldn't do nothing. But not only that, but the reason I couldn't get any work is because events were happening. So I was like, all right, I'll make an event. And then what happened? Other people commentated my events. So now I don't even barely do that much commentary, because I'm making sure that the community has what it needs. So in that selfish desire of wanting to be able to commentate, I became somebody who really, I mean, not to say that I didn't care about the community before, but I make sure that I am trying to be somebody that supports the community as much as I possibly can. And when people said that they need a tournament organizer because Shy Tech is gone and Iron Fist Fridays isn't going anymore, I was like, Well, I already have everything ready to go. There's no reason that I can't do it. I got a 3060 in here and a i7 Intel. There's no reason that I can't do it. If I didn't do it, I'd be like, why not? I literally was walking back to my car and somebody, one of the TOs, was hitting me up and he's like, hey, I can't do this tournament tonight. Tom from ShyTech was like, I can't do the tournament tonight, I'm sick, unless you want to run it. And I was like, yeah, why not? Right? Like I was like, literally, I can't think of a good reason to say no to that. And then from there I was just like, well, now I have all the assets and I'm like ready to go, so there's really no reason for me to not do it, because I have the ability to do it. And if what I want to do is spend my time making entertainment and putting flows out there for the people, then having my own event is easily a way to do that. So it just made sense to start being an event organizer. But my number one thing is, I want people to know that I really care about giving top tier commentary. And if people want me to rap over their beatboxes that they doing on somebody's head in their games, then you know who to call. Hit me up. This interview was not for me. I'm just saying, and I did not coach anybody to ask me this question, but you can tell that I got a lot to say about it.
I actually have one more question, man.
All right, homie.
I just wanted to know, how can I think things like this are, in a sense, things like this have to be, in a sense, like we give and we take, you know, like, so I see you giving, so how can the community help you, basically help you out as well, outside of just, you know, like monetary support of your events and stuff like that and the obvious stuff? How can we contribute towards your success as well? Because obviously you're doing all this stuff so we can succeed as well. So how can we help you succeed?
So I think about that a lot, because if I think that the only way that I can get more people into fly tech and more people watching fly tech is if I just put more money in the pot for Matcherino, that makes me really sad. And I really hope that that's not the case. But you guys would be really surprised to know how much a retweet goes. Like, if you let people know that the event is happening, then more people will enter the events, and you guys, the players, are the only reason that these people watch the events in the first place. They ain't watching because of me. As much as I would love to believe that people come to Fly Tech exclusively because they like to hear the dulcet tones of my voice, I know that that's not the primary. The primary is to get high-level competition and high-level competitors. And when people don't know that the event is happening and the event has a smaller player pool, then it's just a snowballing issue. Whereas the more people that know about the event, the more people are going to enter, and the more high-profile people will also enter as well. So I think the number one is to just make sure that you guys are consistently coming out to the tournaments. And if you see that there's a tournament happening, just hit the freaking retweet button and tell your homies, just ask your homies and be like, yo, who's entering Flytech this week? Who's entering Spirit Realm this week? Who's entering Iron Maiden this week? Because some people will be like, oh shit, I forgot. Or, yo, I didn't even, you'd be surprised how many people don't even know that it's going on. And I wish that there was some almighty website that people could just click on and be like, yes, this is a calendar and all of these events are happening, and that would get supported and promoted by the powers that be. But it's just not the case. The only thing that we have is Twitter. So since Twitter is the way that it runs, you know, tell the homies to hit the follow button and just hit the retweets as much as possible. It sounds really weird, but as far as I know, with the amount of time that I've been running events, it has a lot of power.
Okay. So use that Twitter button. All right.
Sure, sure. It's the only way that we even know that events are going on. It's been a pleasure rapping with you, Reggie. I am hoping to see you out at CEO. Are you gonna make it out to CEO?
Yeah, I'm planning on signing up for it soon. Just a couple more days, and I'll be up on the bracket.
I feel you. Those paychecks, they come in late in the week, and it's late registration now. But you already know there's a spot for you at the Sticky Suite with your boy Fox. Any last words before we sign off here, buddy?
No, I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Y'all look out for me in the future. I aim to entertain you as well as entertain myself. So we'll have a lot of fun. And thanks for listening to our interview.
For sure, bro. Thank you all so much. Shikisoku Zeku.
All right, then.